welcome back. It is your girl Lotus Mage, and today you see the thumbnail, you see the title. You know today we are going to be doing a reading on Drake and Kendrick Lamar. So this beef has been brewing for, I think, well over a decade, if not about a decade now. And those who have kind of like really been enraptured in this, seen this beef coming from a mile away, but now it's coming to a head. And I thought now would be a good time to do this reading because I did do it previously. And I think I lost the footage or something. Hi, it's me, Editor Mage here. I did not in fact lose the footage. I actually found it because I recorded it so far back and there was so much I recorded in between. I lost the video footage and I had to go back and was digging because I was just determined to find it. And I found it. I will be cutting away the parts where I was talking about Metro and Future's beef with Drake just because I want to focus this and narrow in on Kendrick and Drake because this is a bigger issue between those two. If you want to see the additional footage in regards to Future and Metro, please let me know. But I really wanted to focus on Drake and Kendrick and then cut all of this down because it was so much footage. Remember, I did this back in early March, when they first dropped Like That. So a lot of this has already come true, has been explained, but I felt for context maybe, or, for some people who hasn't been keeping up with all of it or just want further confirmation, I decided to go back and pull this footage, this video, edit it down and put it at the beginning of this as a kind of like predicted it because, again, I recorded this back in on March 4th or something like that. I'll put the date so you can see. In the next part of this video where I kind of go into detail of how this rap battle could potentially end for the two rappers, MCs. So buckle in, go ahead, put me on in the background and just listen to this whole spiel. I do, again, please pay attention to my disclaimer along the bottom of the screen that all statements made are alleged for entertainment purposes only. Do not use tarot as the end-all be-all. Make sure to exercise your power of discernment. And if tarot, astrology, numerology, geomancy is anything that disturbs your spirit, your creed, or goes against your religious beliefs, here's your moment in time to click off. Without further ado, I'm going to pass it back off to Me as we get into this reading. Okay, so first things first, let's look at Kendrick. Jeez, okay, hold on. Okay, so it's a lot that wants to come out with this. Okay, so we have the Two of Wands here. And then we have the Emperor, but the card that was sticking out to the side in the deck here is Hanged Man. And then what is Drake's energy? Cheese and crackers. I didn't drop any under here, did I? Okay, I want to make sure because some of them fell on the floor. Make sure I'm not missing any. Okay. Okay, so then we have the King of Wands here. Okay, it's a lot. I have the Six of Coins and ooh, a favor has not been paid back, and the Five of Coins. Feeling left out of something. And what is the underlying energy? Page of Wands. That gives me somebody went back and told. Somebody went back and said something. Okay, so let me make sure this is all on camera for you all. So, again, going back to Kendrick Lamar's energy here, I have the Hanged Man, and this usually gives me like, not victim of circumstance. Yeah, victim of circumstance. It could also be looking at things from a different perspective as well. Different perspective. The Emperor. This kind of makes me feel like there was just a misunderstanding of like, maybe the initial stone that was thrown was taken the wrong way. It was like, yeah, you took it as what I was throwing you was a stone when it was really just a baseball. It was like, catch the ball, like pass it on. But you took it as me as breaking your glass house, and that's not what this was. It kind of gives me that energy. And then he also has the Two of Wands here with the Emperor. And the Emperor can speak to some egotistical kind of like energy here. It can speak to some very dominant energy. It can also speak to somebody who's just kind of like trying to rule the board. It's that Aryan energy, essentially. Like, I'm trying to get out here and I'm going to make stuff shake. I'm gonna do it first. The Two of Wands also speaks to kind of like... maybe something that has to be sacrificed in order to move forward, like for a choice to be made, like something has to be left in order for you to take what you need. So that's interesting, because I was just talking about an opportunity or something like that that may have been missed out on, and I'm wondering if maybe it wasn't missed, maybe it was like taken. Because somebody didn't want to kind of like partner up, or they was afraid, basically afraid that the other person was going to come in and take things over. Or like push them out. And then Drake has the King of Wands. The King of Wands is kind of like a step lower than the Emperor. But this I kind of feels like sums up Drake to a T. If you don't know, Mars is kind of like a sister planet, I guess you can kind of say, in Scorpio. So if you don't know that Scorpios and Aries kind of share some of the same energies and tendencies, that's why Mars is a planet that we both kind of share. And so with the King of Wands being here, it doesn't surprise me that it speaks to kind of like that that playboy energy that Drake kind of has, that F-boy energy. But it's interesting in this deck, it's like you see these acolytes that are like graduating, and then you see the one acolyte that's graduated is coming back with a little kid. And if I remember correctly, Drake was out before Kendrick and kind of like helped put him on. He bigged him up. It's kind of like the same formula Drake has had since the beginning of time. I partner up with a younger up and coming rapper that's hot, and it keeps me relevant. It kind of feels like Drake feels like you owe me a little bit of respect. Like, bow down a little bit. Like, because I helped put you on. I helped get you here. Like, you seem to not I think for, again, and this could be where the misunderstanding is coming in, that because Drake is like, I helped put you on. You shouldn't talk bad about somebody who helped put you on. But Kendrick is like, that's part of rap culture. Like you supposed to big yourself up and sun your peers. Like it's a bit of friendly competition. It's a little ego. It's a little cocky that goes on, and you don't seem to understand that, outsider. Allegedly, I'm just adding that on there. I don't know if Kendrick feels like that, but it just kind of feels like that's the energy here. This king and emperor energy is very strong. It's like you don't understand that because you feel like because you help put somebody on or you rub shoulders, and it's like, no, at the end of the day, these connections and stuff like that, all of this is business, and you see this as like you see this as this being like a true friendship or something. That's weird. I don't know. To me, it's kind of weird to see this, to feel this energy, or kind of pick up on this energy for Drake, because to me, Drake kind of comes off like he isn't loyal to anybody, really. Yeah, maybe he is loyal to the guys, but like he be messing around with their girls and stuff too behind their back. So it's crazy to me that that's something that's coming up. His mind is interesting way that it works. It's an interesting way that his mind works, thinks, whatever. But the energy here, of course, there is money involved here. We have the 5 of coins and the 6 of coins in reverse. The 6 of coins to me usually speaks to reciprocity. I scratch your back if you scratch mine. A favor being owed. Or, a favor that needs to be repaid. But with this coming up in reverse, it feels like you didn't pay your favor back. You didn't stand in solidarity with me. You didn't help put me on. You didn't pass the baton. You was on some bull crap. You was trying to like stunt me because you felt like you were owed something from me, or you felt like you were owed this opportunity because of where you are. Like I was supposed to give that to you. We also do have the 5 of coins card here in reverse, and to me the 5 of coins is usually kind of like that out in the cold card. It's kind of like that. It's almost on the same wavelength of the hermit, the isolation, the abandonment, the push you out to the side, the kind of almost like the wanderer in hope of someone, kind of like, I don't want to say like a handout card, but kind of like that. The 5 of coins kind of give me that energy. But to me, it just feels like there was maybe something that was promised or something that was discussed that was supposed to have been like exchanged here. And it somehow, some way, it just didn't happen. Something stopped it. And again, I don't know, did I read you all the underlying energies? Yeah, I did remember I said the Page of Wands. So to me, usually the Page of Wands means like the messenger card. To me, this feels like somebody went back and told. Somebody may have played a part in why this didn't work out. It also has the Hierophant card. The Hierophant card usually speaks to kind of like those external forces that surround us, whether it's our culture, our morals, our beliefs, the industry for them, allegedly. It speaks to all of that. And then we also have the Temperance card here as well. Something about this relationship was unfair. It was unfavorable in some sense to somebody. Yeah. It didn't quite add up for somebody. An offer was on the table and somebody decided not to take it. And I'm really going to assume it was Kendrick. An offer was made to Kendrick and he decided not to take it, not to bite. See, reputation came up in my hand. Career, responsibilities, achievement, competence, fame, notoriety, standing, authority figures, legacy, purpose, pinnacle, the patriarchy, empire. Okay, and Drake has Drake has complexity, which is irritates, puzzles, mystifies, complicates, contradicts, clashes, misses the mark, requires translation, adjustment, cures, educate, transform. It's crazy. It really feels like Drake is like, I really don't know why you have a problem with me. I really don't understand where this is coming from. Okay, I have 3 cards that wanted to pop out here. Oh, actually 4. Sorry. 11th house, the edge, which deals with friendship, humanity, community, tribe, festivals, discoveries, common goals, startups, rebellion, experimentation, the future. We have Saturn, which deals with discipline, structure, time, responsibility, test, ambition, difficulty, restraint, grounding, practicality, self-control, tradition. Container, bones, maturity, gravity, and scaffolding. We also have 12th house surrender in reverse, and this deals with subconscious mind, compassion, dreams, karma, forgiveness, baggage, the unseen, healing, spiritual development, guilt, prayer, Akashic records. And then we also have the semi-sextile, which is encourages, see the potentials in, clarifies, gives hope to, compensates, intuits, tempers, responds, cycles, grows, realizes, rewards. I almost get the sense of like, and I don't know if this is completely true because I didn't really grow up at this time when all of that was going on, but this almost gives me like East Coast, West Coast, like East Coast, West Coast beef. That led to was like, Biggie and Tupac's big old beef. It was, East Coast rap versus West Coast rap. But it's odd that this is coming up East Coast, West Coast, because Drake is not even from America. The man is Canadian. And maybe that's the problem that was coming up here. Like, y'all trying to, at least on Kendrick's side of things, like, you trying to make this an East Coast, West Coast thing. Our man's is not even from here. I don't know. This is all speculation. But Drake is like, allegedly, like, yeah, I'm all down for it. You comparing me to like Biggie and Tupac. I know about them. I heard about that. That's cool. Oh God. That's like what it gives. And what is the underlying energy? Leo, lover. Yeah, there can only be one. That's what I'm getting. Expressive, creative, loving. Because, Leos, they love to be in the spotlight. Sorry, Leos. Y'all know it's true. Overt, self-confident, flirtatious, glowing, bedazzling, extroverted, vital, guileless, egotistical, juicy, proud, trusting. Yeah, I think the domino, ego, is the easiest thing to tilt over in this whole thing. Somebody say a little something, sprinkle a little something that wounds the other person's ego, and it takes off from there. And I don't know if these two are ever going to see eye to eye. I don't think these two are ever going to see eye to eye. I really don't. Because I feel like now it's at a point where it's like we're locked in. I can't walk that back. I'll sound crazy if I walk that back. We're locked in now. We're here. So we can either finish this out or finish it out. Again, the complexity card, it just really feels like Drake is like, I don't understand where this came from. I really don't understand why we're doing this. I don't understand why this started. I don't understand why you have a problem with this. I don't understand why you turn like this. I don't understand why you have it out for me. And Kendrick just feels like it's the principle of the matter. Like, I'm standing on business. It's the point of it. Like, I feel like if things went differently, like, yeah, we would have been cool. We still would be cool. But something somewhere along the way, it's like, nah, I got to stand on business because you don't get it, Jimmy. You don't get it, Jimmy. That's what I heard. You don't get it, Jimmy. Okay, we're not counting all of that because if it's meant to come out, it'll come out again. Well, okay. So we have action, infinity, which deals with unlimited potential, but it's coming up in reverse. Now, mind you, this is coming out 34 and 43. Okay. Okay, and then the last card here is clouds, distractions. The underlying card here is recycle, recover. Yeah, this just feels like the battle of the purist, or the battle between tradition versus the new way. That's just what it feels like. It feels like purist versus the person who's like, no, things don't have to stay like that. It don't have to be a niche thing. It doesn't have to be secular. It feels like old school versus new school. And I think that's where the distractions and the issue was coming up, because it simply just boils down to a difference in opinions and beliefs and morals and thoughts here. It's two different schools of thought. And that's where the clash is coming in at. I would not be surprised if it was some people behind the scenes or a person behind the scene that kind of like helped tip that domino, tip the domino, and it helped all of this go on. But it fundamentally boils down to like a difference in opinions and beliefs is what it feels like. Truly. First things first, what's going to be the outcome spirit of this battle between Kendrick and Drake Lamar? Ooh, Kendrick and Drake Lamar. Child, please. Spirit, the outcome of this rap beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Okay, let's see. I think this one was second, this one was third, and then we have fourth, fifth. So I usually don't pull this many cards, but because this is an outcome reading, I want to see what's going to be the outcome. So first and foremost, we have the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords sometimes to me feels like you put up a great fight, but now it's time to retreat, go back to the drawing board, and come up with a better battle plan. Then we have the Tower. Okay. So the Tower usually means kind of like the inevitable rebuild. It kind of feels like there's going to be, think of it like raise it to the ground, complete destruction, annihilation, in order for something new to be built up, to rise in the ashes. Notice the star on in the back here, if you don't know tarot, usually the star card is something that means hopeful. And, you know, again, so in certain contexts, because we are doing a celebrity reading, this could sometimes mean stardom. Who's going to kind of rise to the top here? Note also the Aquarius symbology here. Who is an Aquarius? Is Kendrick and Drake gonna burn each other out, and J. Cole gonna rise to the top? Like, maybe he did a smart move and just bowing out at the beginning and sticking true to his guns of like, I want to be the Buddha of rap, essentially. Who knows? Then we have the Eight of Swords. It kind of reads like victim of circumstances. It reads innocent bystander, but you got hit, collateral damage. That's kind of like what the Eight of Swords give. It sometimes can also read kind of like the fetus energy as well. Maybe looking for a way out of something that you have walked yourself into. Then we have the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups for me usually feels like choices. What are you going to pick? How are you going to move forward? What do you want to do? Is this it? Is that choice it? It feels like there's a lot of options here of how to proceed forward. And then lastly, we have the Four of Coins. And usually the Four of Coins to me is kind of like the stingy card. It's the everything is for me. It's the greedy card. So it's interesting that we kind of go from going back to the drawing board. Somebody is going to be down, laid out and about, and then they're going to be trying to look to rebuild some things because they are greedy. They don't know when enough is enough. They don't know when to stop. It's kind of like what I'm getting. And if you haven't been to one of my readings, you haven't seen one of my readings before, because that was so blurry. I also pull cards from the bottom. And so one of the cards from the bottom is the Five of Cups, which is the big grief card. It's, you know, it's not looking good, but there could be some good that comes out of it, but you are refusing to see that. Then we also have the Page of Cups in reverse as well. So this is kind of like, how can I say it? The Page of Cups is someone who doesn't realizes that they hold the tools to their own destruction, or they handed the tools over to their own destruction. It is oftentimes someone who is very young, very imaginative, very dreamlike. Could also be someone who is very delusional, because this is a water sign. Sorry, I just have to tell you, water and air signs typically can be very like out there, very delusional. And this is giving typically Pisces, not Aquarius, I be wanting to say because of water bearer, but this can give you this can give you Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio energy as well. And then lastly, we do have the King of Cups, but it's coming up in reverse. So this is somebody who is going back to lick their wounds, who is also a water sign in this situation. I just have to ask you all, just to be clear. Now let's see here. We're going to get into so obviously some money is definitely going to be involved in this situation, because look what we have here, coins. We also have good luck. I'm going to move these up. Coins, good luck is one of the cards here. And then this is us, you guys. Community, the bees card. This is everyone who's on the outside looking in, just kind of like what's going on here. There's definitely some financial or material gain or losses being caused by this situation. And I think, honestly, this is on Drake's end. Okay, the other card that I have is Phrases Motivation. I'm not sure why that's coming up. phrases? Motivation. Somebody motivation for doing this going to change? Or like maybe their purpose? If you hear a puppy bark in the back, I got joined by my baby. You hear her just sniffling and sneezing. Yes, honey buns. Okay, I gotta do a reading. Hold on. So we're getting into some dark, or I should say some shadow work here, because we have misleading minds. Immediately when I seen this, the self-creating with the writing, the painter, it made me think of the whole allegations with Drake's ghostwriter. And if you don't know, there was a line again in Kendrick's, is it 616? I think that's the second one. But people have been saying this since, was that the Meek Mill beef? I think was the first time it was revealed that Drake has a ghostwriter. But in 616 specifically, I think that's the name of Kendrick's latest disc, he mentions like there's snitches or snakes in Drake's camp. And I'm wondering if this is someone who feels like Drake has capitalized on their creativity, their work, their art, and they felt that they were shortchanged. Now, this can lead or point to a lot of people in Drake camp. This is not limited down to anybody. But I do also think there's the other thing of this, of where Kendrick feels like he just cannot respects Drake's art or him claiming to be a rapper or the best, because his work is not authentic. It is not of him. It is not creative of him. It doesn't have an essence of him. It's all of his artwork is like, all of his art forms, the stuff he's put out there is, how can I say it? It's like a caricature or a over dramatized version of what Drake could be. It feels like all of this is an act. So I wonder if that is also the other thing here. I do think with the misleading minds, I think this is a lot of maybe like psychological warfare that Kendrick is waging with Drake. Yes, waging with Drake. And I think it may be getting to him. It kind of feels like body blows. Because these are things that Drake has struggled with, maybe going back and forth about, but he may have not wanted to look at it very deeply because he was benefiting from benefiting from, only word that's coming to mind right now, he's like benefiting from the delusion because everybody was hyping him up and paying him and giving him the accolades and the awards and pushing him forward. So that's kind of like what it feels like. This is a lot of stuff bleeding together. So of course, to me, with this bleeding together, it just feels like, okay, since this is a rap beef, you know, they're spilling tea about each other, they're going in at each other, they're, you know, releasing all this hatred that they, or dislike that they have of each other. Bleeding together just feels like, okay, you hurt me, I'm gonna hit you where it hurt. Okay, you want to reveal my deepest, darkest secrets, I'm gonna reveal your deepest, darkest secrets. I'm gonna hit you where it hurts. So with the bleeding together, it just feels like that to me. This feels like emotional warfare now with that one. One is gonna play on emotions, one is doing mental. I'll leave that up to you all. Then we also have leap of faith. what's the best way I can explain this card? The what I'm getting. So the leap of faith to me feels like I know I know there is a risk at going toe to toe with you at doing this beef, but I also feel that it's worth the risk, because even if nobody crowns me king at the end of this, or nobody respects how I'm going about it, or don't like how I'm moving, or don't like it, or I lose opportunities, certain doors are closed for me, I do think it's worth exposing you. I do feel it's worth letting, airing this out. I feel it's worth putting some light to the dark of what's going on. I think it's worth revealing your character, who you really are. Now, don't get me wrong. I do think some ego, maybe some jealousy is underlying factors to this. But I think the overarching thing is kind of like, I was waiting for a reason, and this new thing that you did, this disrespectful move that you did, and how many people you probably crossed over, that was it. That was the final straw. And then we also have subconscious reflection as the underlying energy. And we also have creating sacred. There is going to be a change in this. And I wonder really and truly if this is making a reevaluation happen on Drake's part. This kind of feels like a mental reset of some kind that's coming in. I wonder after this if we're going to see some changes with Drake, because people, you already kind of see people are debating whether he should say the N-word or not, because Kendrick, I guess you can say pulled his N-word card. Like you can't say the N-word. Like it feels wrong. And so you already kind of see people having this debate of what really qualifies somebody to be the best rapper alive. What really qualifies somebody to call themselves number one? Is it because of how many you sold? Is it because of your impact? Is it because of your storytelling ability? Is it because of how widespread your art is consumed? Can you call yourself the greatest MC if you have ghostwriters and all this other stuff? Can you really claim it if you're putting on a caricature and you don't give back to the culture that you're taking from? Or you're not at least being authentically yourself at the end of the day, like being authentically you. Like, I think there's already a conversation being had. I feel like for the longest it has been happening. I feel like if you've been in, again, if you're a rap connoisseur, I guess you can kind of say, or if you're somebody who's probably just in those communities that intersects with being a rap connoisseur, or a rap purist, I think those conversations were already being had, but Kendrick has brought it to the forefront at a time where it's like people are really reevaluating, like, okay, screw all the glitz and the glam and the lights. Who are you and what is this when you take it all away? I think he's brought it to the main stage where people are just really analyzing the layers and the years of buildup and wrongdoings Drake has done that he's pretty much was able to surpass because of, I guess you can say, his stardom, how big he is. And I think that's turning around for him because so many people are kind of like getting away from hip hop. It's not as big as it used to be. And people, I guess, wanting more authentic and artistic celebrities or musicians now. They don't want the emptiness anymore. They don't want the gimmicks, And so I wonder if that's kind of like what's going on here. So I think at the end of all of this, I think there's definitely going to be some kind of like cultural reset of some sort. There's going to be some kind of change. And maybe that's going to force Drake to kind of maybe either lean in wholeheartedly to just be, hey, I'm the pop rap dude and I sing and I do all of this stuff, and kind of like coming out of being the fakery, or if he's going to, I don't know, maybe lean out of it altogether. Because in my previous readings of Drake, and I will link those up here in the iCard, I mentioned something about him kind of going through a, I guess you can kind of say like a revival or a spiritual journey of some sorts. But for whatever reason, it seems like it's being delayed and delayed and delayed. And I think now is at a point where it's like, okay, you delayed it long enough, so we're going to force it to happen. That's kind of what it feels like. So I don't get a clear winner here on who's going to come out on top. And I think that is perfectly acceptable, because I think no matter what Drake released, people are going to say Drake did it. He's the best to do it. And I'm behind him 100%. And I think no matter what Kendrick released, people are going to be like, he ate it up. He's the best alive. I'm behind him 100%. So I don't think it's going to be like a clear winner, because of course people of the public is going to have, they're going to choose their sides. They're going to have their discourse and their disagreements, and they're going to have their favorite person, and that's going to be that. But I do think collectively this is bringing about a certain change, or a deeper or closer look maybe into like gatekeeping certain spaces when it comes to keeping a certain cultural practices as pure and as authentic as possible. And I think that's just mimicking the, society at large. People want more authenticity. So yeah, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Is there anything that I said that kind of just resonate with you, or kind of like set your antennas on fire, that you kind of can clarify and help explain to the class? Because again, like I said, I try to go into these as blind as possible, so I'm just trying to kind of give the information that I'm getting. If there's anything you do want to share, again, leave it down in the comment section below. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to all, so you can see the next time I upload. And with that, I wish you all a blessed day or night wherever you are, and I see you all in the next video.